What's happening, everybody? So, I have a special treat for you guys. I'm risking it to give you guys good content. So, my father-in-law, this is not my truck. My truck, as you guys know, those who follow my channel, my truck's in the shop with a DEF system issue and a bad PCM, I'm finding out. 12K miles, it's a 2022, right? So, kind of a bummer. And my father-in-law, he bought a fifth wheel up in Canada. And I'm here in Utah, Salt Lake, Provo area. So we're gonna take my truck, assuming it was more roadworthy, to go up there and get a fifth wheel. Mine's in the shop, so he put a hitch in the back of his, and I'm taking this thing up to go get that fifth wheel. Now, here's why this is cool, okay? Now, I know that it's really easy to find content of new trucks, right? Like, for example, like TFL truck, fantastic channel. They do awesome towing tests, up-ike gauntlet, head-to-head, comparing the new trucks, that kind of thing. Well, this isn't a new truck, okay? Let me go show you this truck. So we have here a true working man's truck. It's a 2011. It has 267,500 miles on it. Obviously, it is used, right? You see these a lot, construction guys that just are friggin' working their tails off, right? And this truck is a tool. This actually is the inspiration for me getting sliders for my truck, because he was out hunting, took some rocks, bent it up, bent it back. He had to kind of crimp it and bend it to get it off the wheel. So I'm like, you know what? I'm getting some sliders so that this won't happen. So this is the truck we're taking up there. So definitely, having a hitch kind of hurts the bed space as far as putting gear in goes. But we made it work. And once we had the fifth wheel, obviously it'd be fine. We can put things in the back of the fifth wheel. But if you're wondering how good these trucks hold up, I'm gonna show you this thing too. All right, interior wise. So here, I'll show you that. 267 407. I did actually get it cleaned out. It's pretty dusty. Lots of this red Lake Powell sand from that last trip down there. The seats were pretty dirty. Got those wiped down. But this is how it's aged. I mean, for the miles and for how much. I mean, I've seen this car so dirty at times that I was scared to sit in it without getting fear of getting my clothes dirty. There's been times when I can't see the floor mat because it's covered in sunflower seeds after the crew's working, 10 days at 18-hour days or whatever, and they're trying to make it home. So anyways, it really hasn't aged that bad. Obviously we got some damage, which is a given, but it really isn't too bad, in too bad a shape for the miles, right? A little bit of damage right here. Okay, so back seat's in a bit better shape because it doesn't get used as much. Had a cover on it mostly, actually, anyway. So these seats are pretty good, man. So it's held up pretty well. Sorry, we're kind of getting stuff loaded in here. But anyways, all right. So this is the rig that we're doing the towing test in and like the road trip in. So it's easy to find stuff using pretty new trucks. This is like an absolutely hammered truck that is used and abused. And we're going to put it to the test on, roughly probably about a 2,000 mile road trip, half of which will be pulling a 35-foot fifth wheel. So it's not just me. I'm taking my whole family. So 4 kids and my wife, no pets this time, because going into Canada, it's a pain with like proof, and it's just kind of like, there's not much room for my big dog. Anyway, but on the way up, we're going to go through Yellowstone, and on the way back, we might go over and hit Glacier National Park and just get some cool shots, see some animals and stuff like that. Make it a fun camping trip. So I took my kids camping a little while ago. I made a video on it, and it's tons of fun. My kids loved watching it later. So you'll see like some towing stuff, some family time. Stay tuned, and let's see how it does. All right, and we are off. You guys pumped to go to Canada?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited.
So tonight we're gonna go to Old Faithful, is where we're gonna stop for the night, and well, that was a weird downshift. Off to a good start. I have some lights on this. It's a little scary, actually. I'll show you guys. Not to diss my father-in-law's truck, but yeah, a 4-drive light on, tire pressure light, ABS lights on, and I'm going straight, but that's my alignment. It's pretty loosey goosey too. So, wish us luck.
Yeah, like little wildflowers or something.
In 1 mile, keep left onto 11,000 north.
One of my favorite things to do on a road trip is to just get off the freeway for a while, whenever I can, and take the scenic back road instead. It takes a little bit longer, but I love driving through these small towns and seeing people's farms or homesteads, and just imagining what kind of history took place in those buildings, what kind of history the land has seen. Just appreciating just the wide open spaces, right? No building, very few buildings around, just big fields, mountains, clouds. I totally love just to take the slow way sometimes. What's up, guys? Come on, guys, move! Out of the way! Out of the way! Those are nice cows. Come on. Get out of the road, okay, buddy? Just doesn't care. Well, it's good enough. Oh, look at that guy. Are you mad? Are you mad at me?
Oh, well, those cows?
There's a teepee over there. It's cool, huh?
That's great.
You having fun yet, Libby?
Yeah.
So on the way up, we got an Airbnb in Island Park. Kids are pretty excited about it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Show me everything. Show me everything. Next morning, I woke up and realized how beautiful Island Park is. So everyone always wants to know the MPG on things. So I have, well, not I, my father-in-law has, his truck is chipped. So I filled up a while ago. I drove 320 miles on performance setting, which is like, you know, extra power. It'll roll coal if you hit the gas too hard and everything. 320 miles. I got 20 and it took 21.7 gallons of gas, which is 14.7 miles per gallon. So now I'm gonna I'll tame it down to just normal mode, and then we'll see how the truck does with, you know, 3/4 of a million miles. I'm sorry, a 250,000 mile truck with no DEF system, and we'll see if it's any better. So this last fill up was mostly highway, a couple little stops here and there that were brief. I didn't sit in the idle very long, so it's a pretty accurate MPG for a chipped old diesel. Right, guys.
I know the river and the big mountain.
It's gonna go. Look. Look at the water.
Wow.
Don't worry about your shoes right now, honey. Please. Look at that.
So high.
It's so high, huh? Isn't that cool? That's cool. That's pretty. It's way high. Mimi, what's it doing? What's it doing? I didn't realize it goes for like a full minute or something.
Around this country freely so we can gather, so we can socialize, so we can celebrate, that made that sacrifice to serve this nation. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no. Well, yeah, no,
It's so beautiful. They're making off to the left. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh man, fantastic, wouldn't it?
Hi.
Where are we at right now, guys?
Montana. Montana.
Yeah, where are we about to go?
To a lake. To a lake. That's this and swim.
That's right. Well, hopefully we can fish and swim. About to go to Glacier National Park. Yesterday was Yellowstone. Was that cool, guys?
Yeah.
Did we see a geyser?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, huh? Seeing Old Faithful.
Yeah.
How was the drive yesterday from Yellowstone up to here?
Fun.
Was it fun? Was it a cool drive, Ella?
Yeah, but it was also really boring. I was just sitting in a car for 6 hours.
It was a pretty long drive. Beautiful drive. I've actually never driven to Montana before, and I was amazed at how pretty the drive was. Like,
Yeah, because we got some candy.
and we got some candy too. Yep. But gorgeous drive. Good grief, man. Beautiful country up here. So excited to show you all some little clips of Glacier National Park soon, and then we'll head up to Canada today later on. Say bye.
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 But of course, be smart.
Look out your window, Ella. Mountain's huge, huh? Whoa. Oh, it's so tight. Oh, this is so scary, man. So nice. What's up, Mowgli? You a good boy? You shouldn't want any water, Livy? It's okay. It's just outside, huh?
Yeah, I don't want any.
All right, so plans have changed a little bit. I am now in, oh, that's some sick lightning. I'm now in a Trail Boss, 6'2", Trail Boss. The trip changed a little bit. We went up through, we're in a small caravan with like my brothers moving to Juneau and my in-laws and everything. We went through Glacier National Park and absolutely gorgeous. We decided to go ahead and split up. I came back with him in his truck to get his U-Haul and go up. We're in Coram, Montana is where we stayed. We dropped the truck off right here at that entrance to Glacier, and we're gonna go up. They were pretty close to the fifth wheel if they went up through a different way to Canada. So they went up to get that. We're gonna go meet at the Airbnb tonight. These northern lakes are so gorgeous. The video just doesn't do it justice. It just looks blue, but like in person, it's such an emerald green color. This right here is in the Kootenai National Forest. Absolutely beautiful. I've actually never driven this far north before. I'm a huge fan. It's just cool. It just feels cool to drive north for some reason. Dude, how cool is this little town? This is Eureka, Montana.
Wow.
About 15 miles or so, I think, from south of the Canadian border. Pretty cool little town, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of history in this town. A lot of history here. I mean, I'm assuming just based on the age and that little main street that there's lots of history. Well, if y'all ever wondered what the last few miles of America looks like on US Highway 93 North, this is it. All right. At the border. So I'll tell you what, you know, BC, Canada looks a lot like Montana. I'll turn you guys around here a little bit, still in selfie mode. But yeah, it's beautiful. We went through the Roosevelt kind of port of entry. Nice people there. It went pretty smooth. I mean, we kind of had, you know, knew what to do before, right? So we sent the guns by mail that we couldn't drive through with, and he had everything else kind of documented of where it was in the truck to be inspected and whatnot. So it made it a pretty smooth process. What you think, Liv?
It's
You like being in Canada? Is it cool to be in Canada?
kinda.
In another country, whole nother country. I mean, we think it's cool to cross state lines, but we're like, now we're international tourists, huh? I think we went to Mexico once too, though, on a cruise. But it's different when you're on a cruise and you're driving through. Tell you what, I love driving, and this is pretty neat, huh, Liv?
Yeah.
Alright, so it's the next day now, and we have a few hours before meeting up with the truck and the trailer, the fifth wheel. So we came here to this amazing spot that was nearby us, and just listen to the roar of that waterfall. What a spectacular sight. There's so much beauty in this scene right here. I'm just amazed. Well, we're doing this. All right, let's go, Liv. Dude, I don't know if I can, dude. It's so cold. I need to just be able to jump in. It's so hard to get in slowly.
Then give your phone to Chadwick and jump in.
You jump in, Liv. Quit bossing me around.
I put my butt in the lid and my butt. And there's so much spots in the water.
Me? I feel like we're just stalling. We should just...
I know. I'm gonna just wait till I can't feel my legs anymore, and then I can go. I'll swear at you.
Yeah, I can edit them out of the video somehow.
I'm gonna pee.
Oh, that actually was really nice. Woo. All right. Oh, what's up, Mowgli? Come on, Livy. Woo. Dude, that's hey, buddy. Oh, it's actually not that bad, Chad. You just gotta get in. This is cold. Dude, it's cold. All right, man. Plug your nose and go under. You can do it. All right.
Catch my breath.
That's refreshing. Mowgli's back. I want to see him running, and that was so graceful. Okay. Sorry.
Turn to me, buddy. Oh yeah, you got the stick.
Mowgli's been car sick for days, so it was actually really cool to see him like running and having fun again. This cold water like totally cured him. Good boy. Man, that is awesome. Look at that. I could drive through Canada all day. It's incredible. Dude, Canada is flexing, man. It is so pretty up here. No justice is done to the grandeur of these mountains. Oh my gosh. No joke. And look at that glacier up on top right there. Look at that glacier right there. That is so freaking cool. So we're just getting here to Lake Louise. Well, that was pretty funny. So, there's like people like that were directing traffic, and they kept just, okay, you know, keep coming, let's go. And then it just basically led us in this loop right back out. So we didn't actually go up there. So, maybe the parking lot was full, and so they just like kept ushering us, or it was like because he's in a U-Haul, they just kept ushering us. I don't know, but I think we're gonna ditch it and then go back up in the truck and just try again. So maybe you'll see Lake Louise and maybe not. There we go. There's the sun coming out. That's pretty cool here, Livy.
Yeah.
Pretty neat, huh? All right, everybody, so finally have a towing update for you. I know that that's like the main purpose of this video is to talk about towing, and I kind of threw some scenic stuff in there because it's beautiful, so how can I not share some of the views I've seen on this trip? But finally met back up with my, with the truck, and now they're headed north up to the ferry to get over to Juneau, which is like 1,500 miles away still, and then we are going to drive back slowly in this fifth wheel. So first of all, it's a pretty big fifth wheel. I think it's 35 feet, but it's like it has this whole thing on it as well, right? So it's like just more weight right over the bed, and it did sag a little bit, but not that much actually. But he has airbags in it. I didn't realize that. So he has airbags. So of course it just tows nice and level because of that. But obviously, I mean, if you're going to be towing a lot, you want to have airbags anyway. So, and luckily he has airbags as well because, you know, they brought this up to the front. I guess, so here's something I didn't know about with fifth wheels until this. So these are power hydraulics. There's those little stands, right? The jacks. Well, it pulls power off the truck. Some trucks have like some kind of a limiter, so you can't pull power from the truck. I assume it's so people can't come and drain your battery. I'm not really sure. But for some reason, they worked on this other guy's truck and they wouldn't work on this truck. So he'll figure that out. But in the meantime, they put on blocks. Luckily, he could get in there, and then he just jacked up his airbags to get off the blocks, and then lowered it back down to where it's just kind of riding nice and level and everything. So I've actually never towed a fifth wheel before, so I'm pretty excited about it. But we're gonna get on the road here pretty soon and go hit up either some more national parks possibly, or maybe we're gonna go and hit up some hot springs. I'm not quite sure yet. But one more little quick view of that, because that's beautiful. So. So beautiful. We're just on some back highway, going from Lake Louise down to where Banff is on the map. We're in Banff right now, but just kind of driving and stopped to see this little overlook spot. All right, so we're camping here in a very unglamorous spot. It's actually like a former inspection station that Banff lets you use, like because everything is like by reservation, and they're like months out in advance they're booked. So originally, you can go over here and camp. So basically, just set up. Got breakfast out here because that kitchen, I don't think it really works yet. Nothing really works in there yet. Got to get things charged up and figured out and everything. So I'm just keeping it simple, but I love pancakes in the morning. Want the first one, man?
Yeah, you get the first one.
That was good, buddy. on YouTube, buddy. Yeah, going on YouTube. Two, three. So Lake Louise was too packed to get back to with the family, and the Ice Flats Road actually was our second choice. It washed out right before we got there. So we found a lake called Ross Lake on the map, and we're hiking to it to see what it's like. Hey Ram, you look cool up there. You got some flowers and some sunglasses. Yeah, those are cool. Mom gave them to you? Those are so pretty. Yeah. Look at that. The forest is like turning black. It's like black moss all over these dead trees. Hey Livy, is it as cold as the river yesterday, or is it a bit warmer than that? Is it? Yeah. For me, this lake, Ross Lake, was the highlight of my entire trip to Canada. It was so pretty here, and the best part is that we were totally alone. When we arrived, there were 2 other hikers here. As we were leaving, 2 more people were coming, and it was just cool just being alone. Lake Louise was so slammed and so touristed out, it made it like a bit less magical. And this place was just awesome and serene. We swam until I could hardly move my arms. I was still stiff from being so cold, and it was just a great place to go. So I highly recommend just hiking to Ross Lake if you're ever in that area and skipping the tourist lakes.
2, 3, look at mommy. Look at mommy.
Was that fun at the lake, buddy?
Yeah.
You have a good time?
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. Did you swim in the glacier water?
Yeah.
It was so cold. Good thing you're a tough kid, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Stop! Stop!
Oh God.
Oh,
Ella,
no,
get in
stop.
Ella, get in your
Stop
seatbelt.
it.
Nope. Ella.
Ella, you're grounded.
Right now.
You're grounded. Oh, she's just tickling, I guess. I guess it's tickles. That's kind of okay.
Oh, Remy, are you okay?
I mean, he's been asking
Remy,
for it.
what's going on? What?
All right, well, that's a wrap for a beautiful day in Banff with the family. Thanks for tagging along. We're heading down to Calgary right now, and we'll do a big towing update here in the morning. Reminder, it's 2011, 260, like 9,000 miles on it now. So it's been used, right? And now, right now, I'll flip around. I have the airbags all the way flattened. Okay, so we know that the Rams have a pretty good sized rake. And you can see right now, it's just shy of level. Like we're probably sitting, I'd say a half an inch, maybe an inch higher of wheel well in the front than right there in the back. So it really didn't squat that much. If I didn't have airbags, I mean, it's not like, I wouldn't say we're overloading it or anything like that. You kind of see it better from this angle here. So yeah, probably a good inch low. He only had, so I just dropped it out to show you guys the squat, because I know y'all will care about that.
Daddy, look.
He was hold on, bud.
Broken.
Oh man, you broke the thing. It's okay. Just be careful. So he was just at like, I think it's like about 15 psi is all he was at with his airbags.
Can we look?
So let's see. Right now we're about just shy of 20. Let's see, you can get the glare off that. So right now we're sitting, what's that? Maybe like 17, 18 psi. It looks like. The truck's about level. Okay, I mean you could go a little bit higher, half inch higher in the back, but I am kind of, the tail's a bit low now, right? It's long, it's kind of a little bit tilted. So I'm gonna keep, that's where he had it set to. It's his truck, it's his fifth wheel. So, and he's towed way more than me. You guys know I'm a newbie at some of this stuff. So I'm gonna go right here, kind of, it's a nice middle ground, right? This thing is just a little bit back, and that's just a little bit back. But for that to be fully level, then this would be more back. For this to be level, that's sagging. So maybe there's other adjustments to do on the fifth wheel so that, it can ride. So this is level and that's level. I'm not sure how, how those work. It doesn't matter for now. So here's what's crazy. So I mentioned to you guys on the way up, and I was just driving this thing, that it was a little bit loosey-goosey. You know, the steering wheel's like, you know, a few inches to the left to drive straight, and it kind of bounces around a little bit. You know, it's not super tight the way that mine is. But my truck's broken, so we used his. Alex, mine's in the shop, and his isn't. So PCM issues. If I have a couple videos back, if you haven't seen those ones yet, you can go check out those videos. But I'm actually been pretty impressed with this. Obviously, with airbags, it's going to ride good while towing, so I'm sure that helps a lot. But the whole truck, it just rides a lot nicer when it's towing. It feels more planted. It's almost like, but having a big weight on it, pressing down, it kind of anchors the truck to the ground, and it tows it drives way better while towing this fifth wheel than it did not towing the fifth wheel. The one problem I have, and I'm sure that I'll mention this and I'll get tons of comments, but it'll be too late, so I'll be home by then maybe, is that this thing, I cannot figure out how to get the trailer brakes to work. So, all right, so quick voiceover, because I figured things out. Basically, I mean, what I'm used to is you plug a trailer into the back of the truck, lights work, brakes work. This is no different, okay? There was nothing that I didn't know. And I kept just increasing the gain and nothing was happening because the brakes were just broken. When we first picked it up, they did work. He set the gain to 4. But at some point in time, I think they just kind of like, they just stopped working. So we actually had a double blowout in northern Montana a bit later on. And when we're getting new tires put on, they were kind of spinning that hub. And it was just grinding. It kind of would catch upon a change of direction. It would kind of catch. It had to be forced a little bit, and there'd be like a little bit of a whistling, like a grinding. Like there's some debris inside that little kind of hub where the drum brakes are, you know. And it seems like maybe they're just old. You could hear a bunch of dust in there, but there's like some like actual like debris as well. So I kind of think that maybe like the pads just like blew apart at some point in time, probably just from age. And which is why the tires also blew out. They're just old and cracked. So yeah, that's why they weren't working. Is I think they just were old and quit working. Now they couldn't open the tire to fully see, or like the little kind of hub section to fully see, because it was Canadian clips kind of like closing things off, and they're worried that if they broke a clip, they couldn't replace it, and so we'd maybe be like stuck. So they could tell that the bearing was good. That wasn't where the noise was coming from. There's just like a bunch of just crap and debris inside where the drum brakes are. And so they just couldn't, that's why they weren't working. So, but we just did extra downshifting to brake and it was fine. So just for getting gas, I'm going to do like a little towing test for the MPGs for you guys. So stay tuned for a second for the results on that. Now, when I was mentioning the whole trailer level thing, right, how it's kind of meet in the middle. So yeah, I looked at this again, and obviously this is where you adjust for a specific fifth wheel for your vehicle so that your truck can be level and the fifth wheel can be level. Now this truck, as you notice, has like a big tray in the back of it that slides out. And so this is as low as it goes. There's no more adjustment holes to bring this down lower. And it's just a little bit too high. Probably because ideally you wouldn't have a big huge tray in the back that you're bolting through into the frame. So that's why this is a bit skew-wampus, I think, is because it just can't go any lower, and this tray is here. And so it's kind of, that's what it is, right? So I know you guys typing, dude, Gavin, you're an idiot. Look at the hitch. I looked at the hitch. That's what's up. So thank you though for the comments, because I always like to learn and hear from people who know way more than me about this stuff. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get driving, and next stop, I'll do the actual measurement. I'll show you guys what the computer says, and then I'll do a calculation as well about how much fuel I burn, so I get a true MPG for you, and we'll see what a very old diesel can get pulling. So, my first MPG test, I was on performance mode. It was 15 MPGs. Then I did it on stock power. It was 17 MPGs. So now I got a fifth wheel on just tow power, which is just a slight increase on power. So we'll see what that does. Well, we are going back into Canada to figure some things out. So you bought a trailer in Canada and you thought you could just bring it over to America and just drive it across. Well, it turns out you can't. And we didn't know that. So we're stuck. US, they kicked us out. They wouldn't let us come across. As I figured out, I'll let y'all know. So you cannot get stuck like I am. All right, so the first advice I'll give is to shop local, buy local. Don't buy a fifth wheel across international borders. It's just not worth it. But luckily, after about 24 hours of being on the phone nonstop, then we did talk to enough people to get the right to kind of find the little nuances in the different laws to kind of get in basically legally without going through this huge process to import it and that kind of a thing. So thank goodness for that. We're in, and let's do some towing updates. Been cruising along at 45 miles an hour, and I was going up a pretty long, not way steep hill, but it's a pretty long hill. Coolant level is rising a little bit. It's about it was at 219 at its peak. Now it's at 217, according to that right there. So it was struggling. I was on tow mode. It kicked me down to stock power level for a second. It was beeping at me and everything. And so yeah, I don't know why, other than just that it's old. It's also an 11,000 pound fifth wheel that also has some stuff in it, some water in it. So anyways, we'll update. Something special about Buffalo. Just blew a tire, and this is leaking air. This thing got damaged. Look at that. Oh, this got hit. Shoot, man. Oh.
What do you think we should do, man?
Get a new tire!
That's crazy, huh? Whoops.
Okay.
How did it get shredded?
Just blew up. It happens.
Get a new tire.
Trailers suck. But that one's toast also, so. Look at the rim's still good. And we do have a spare that I'm gonna get underneath, and hopefully our jack can lift this up. This is like insanely rusted. Get the spare off. So I'm gonna try some avocado oil. Spray on there, see if it'll help loosen it up, because it's like all my strength to like twist it. See if that helps a little bit. I'll let you know. Well, there's progress, but it's like so. You know, the oil, I mean, honestly, the avocado oil helped. It was pretty much bound to where it wouldn't turn at all, and then now it's moving, you know, a little bit at a time, at least. So, anyways, if you're ever in a bind, avocado oil helps like 15%. Well, I was making some progress on it. I got the bolt about halfway down. It's about 20 minutes. And then I was like, you know what? I need one tire. I need two tires anyways. So what's the point? Because they're both shot. So if I'm gonna buy one, have it brought here, might as well buy two. The spare's low on air anyways, I could tell. Just by a little bit. But either way, one tire doesn't do any good with how the axle setup is. It just rotate and drag a rim. So a bunch of locals helped. They're stopped. They're calling all their mechanic friends. You know, stores are closed in the nearby towns, but everyone knows each other in this small Montana town. So we're making it happen.
Drove on there.
So we're here just getting some groceries in Shoto, Montana. And as you saw, some little snippets. I couldn't make a huge video because people were there helping, but we did get some tires. Shops were all closed. Locals just kept stopping, dude. We got probably 8 or 9 cars probably stopped to help us. And 4 people like stayed the whole time. One person went back. They had some tires that they had 16-inch rims and roughly the right size. Not matching tires. One's like an off-road tire, but it fit the rim. And it's like, well, and they're, you know, they're older. So, but like they went and got those, mounted them, brought them back to us. Other guys were stopping, helping us get jacked up and everything like that. We weren't super prepared for something like that to happen. The tires that someone brought us, they're old tires. And they're like, there's cracks in them. Like, these aren't going to be road worthy for the whole way home. but it'll get you to the next town where you can get some proper tires. Looking at the other side of the vehicle, or of the trailer, and so a pretty good little crack happening right there, and it's the whole side of it is just kind of deteriorating. So, you know, at first glance, the tires looked like they were in pretty good shape, right? Because they have adequate tread on them. We're gonna go ahead and get all 4 new tires on this thing, because what's the point of trying to make it home? We probably wouldn't make it home on these tires, it seems like. And so we may as well just go ahead and just do it right and get all 4 new ones. So those tires were brand new in the back that my father-in-law put on. He put the ones from the back onto the front, put new ones on the back, and they pretty much looked a bit like this. There's some, you know, a bit more outer wear going on, but you know, they're decent tires, you know. Well, this one over here, I knew that it would be like this because I've seen them. This is just eating it up. So it's totally smooth, even kind of really gouging right there. Before the trip, the reason he changed the tires because this had some frayed threads showing. So he took off these tires, moved the back ones to the front, put new ones in the back, and it's already wearing down again. So he's got something up with his front end, you know. Which, I mean, hey, this is an old truck. That's totally fair. But I'm gonna go ahead and have him just flop these over and get the fresh tire over here, get this one over there where it won't matter as much, and then we get home and he'll fix whatever's up with his front end. So I'm in a little, mostly like a farm and ranch in town. All they had were these 14 ply trailer tires that are just, I mean, they're crazy thick. So I'm pretty excited about this. They said that, you know, I mean, they're just, I would be surprised if these blow anytime soon. So my voice just cracked. That was weird. Anyways, so that bearing is one that's the worst that I was telling you guys about earlier, of why the brakes wouldn't work with the grinding and the whistling noise and everything like that. But they all kind of have some of that. You can tell there's a bunch of dust in there. I think that's why they're not just grabbing that good, or maybe at all. And by the way, I started talking to my father-in-law. I guess he did. He's like, oh, I shouldn't be eating it up, because he replaced the bearing in it like a couple weeks ago. It had a bad bearing, which is why I was chewing through the outer edge. So now it must just be an alignment issue of why it's kind of wearing down. But they said that the best place for it would be this front right. They said to flop it to the left wouldn't be a good idea. To put it in the back wouldn't be a good idea with the load on there. They said that if you blow out a back tire when you're towing, that's the easiest way to flip, is to have a back tire that you lost. If you're not towing, I guess the front's the most dangerous for a blowout. If you're towing something big like this, you know, and the back blows, it shifts real fast and it'll just flip over. So they said the best spot would be this front right side. And they said just go, they don't have any tires in stock that would fit this. So I'll go to Great Falls and just get a couple for the front too. So anyways, that's the plan. Dang it, keep getting delays. But that's the point, right? That's the point. It's an old work truck that is just used totally like a machine, like a tool. And you know, everything has a lifespan. It's been a great truck. It is a great truck. I have full confidence in the engine and transmission on this whole trip. It feels very solid. The bearing was fixed. Probably an alignment issue now is all we're dealing with. But the purpose of the video is to show you just maybe how a spontaneous adventure might go in an old work truck. So picking up an old trailer that we just got from an auction. So kind of working through some kinks. It's all part of the fun. We're on the road again. Feels good to have a fresh set of rubber on when you realize you have crappy tires. So
Fresh set of rubber, huh?
yeah, I said that, Megan. It's a pun.
It does feel good.
It's a
Safety first.
Safety first, yep. Oh, you too? Say hi. You had fun? That's good. You guys can hear me. My wife's on the phone for work, but it's been a long hill. And I'm at 222 right now. I keep getting chirps because my temp's climbing up a little bit. So about a minute after cresting that hill and going down, we cool back down to proper temps. So it does get hot, doesn't stay hot though. It cools down pretty quick.
That's a really small tush.
It's kind of cool, huh?
Really small.
Out in the middle of nowhere in Montana. not a bad little spot for tonight. Right on the lake here by West Yellowstone. Gosh, it's freaking hot. I knew you'd be better about bringing tongs. I forgot them. You hear that bacon sizzling already? It's hot. Oh my gosh, it's hot. It's hot.
If you try it, okay, guys, can I?
All right, so it's not too bad. So some of it is kind of looking good on the bacon. The heat's dispersing pretty well. So it's not like it's crispy or anything yet. So I actually I'm gonna do a little bit of stirring, just try and get some fat on the potatoes. Help them cook faster, but I'm not that worried yet. Bacon's not burning, but it's cooking nicely. Wow, that was a good one. Heck yeah. It's coming around. Some of the stuff, I mean, it's cooked, right? It's just kind of more on like the soggy side of cooked, but the potatoes are falling apart. Maybe I should put less bacon, but that sounds awful to say that. Yeah, do the salt now, Cohen. Okay, ram now, both hands. And crack it like this. Yeah. Let's go a little bit. Make sure it's over this way too. There we go, bud. Okay. Yeah, still here. Yep, just go ahead and. You having fun, Ella?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun, huh? I like cooking Dutch oven. Yeah, you're a good little videographer. Hi, Ram. You having fun, Remy? You have your pink chair? Yeah, we love the pink chair, huh?
Did the cold melt your dress?
Oh, yeah. There we go. So sat for a bit longer, uncovered it. Got some crispy potatoes on the bottom. That's what I want to see. Some bacon's crispy, some of the potatoes are crispy. Cheese is melted, eggs are all done. This looks like it's done to me. What's the verdict, Ella?
It's not good.
What?
It's awesome.
Oh, okay. Remy, is it yummy? You like it? Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it too. Other kids are missing in action. The wife's over there in the lodge working. I'll bring her some in a sec. I'm gonna interrupt her though. Dear, it's a masterpiece. You gotta try
really
it.
mad when I don't eat his food.
You gotta try it.
fresh.
Dude, it's so good. One bite, and then tell me it's amazing.
Yes, Brittany.
I just got denied, folks. I just got denied. My feelings are hurt. Feelings are hurt. My kids have loved making friends at the different campgrounds we've been at. It's been pretty fun watching them. Hey, Remy. Right, that was what I need to do for a family overlander. Get a bus and put on some that was probably 44s. All right, just topped off with gas. I only went 179.3 miles, which puts this at like 9.1 miles per gallon, which isn't too bad considering I'm towing around 12,000 pounds. And I mean, there's a lot of hills. So, and I'm pretty sure that you use more gas going up a steep hill than you save when you go down a steep hill, it seems like. We're about to go back through Yellowstone a little bit and down to Glacier National Park. But I'll do one more test now. I'll reset my tripometer and then I'll drive through some easy roads and then I'll see how much of a difference it makes. What's wrong, Livy? Yeah, she put her feet in the water or it's come out of the ground. Now she knows it's hot. We told her, but she didn't listen. Now she knows. It's okay. Luckily it wasn't as hot as these ones that are boiling right there. Remy, what is it? Remy, what is it? Water hot? Yeah, hot. Ella's grumpy because we're missing 3 days of school.
A whole week.
Oh, no, just 3 days. Kids are tired. Megan's getting put to work. That's a pretty meadow. Beautiful.
Moose on the eagle.
You saw something, bud?
Yeah. Do on the moose on the eagle.
You saw, oh, you saw everything out there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over there somewhere, huh, buddy? Okay. Some moose right down there.
Try to make it as long as mine.
It's cool.
I'm trying to make it as long
You can
as
see him good right there. It's so jagged, huh, Ella?
Dad, are we gonna swim here?
No, right here. This is Jenny Lake. Good job, Ram. That, Remy, sideways. You're doing it, Ram. You're so brave. You're so brave, you're doing it. Huh? Look how clear that water is. Jenny Lake is beautiful. Of course, we did have to swim in this lake too. My wife's phone has the videos, but I didn't bother uploading them because it's not that important. But it was a blast. Beautiful lake. Yeah, let's go eat some food. Let's go get some dinner, huh? We're late. No cooking tonight. Got me Wendy's. Well, it's a beautiful day in Star Valley, Wyoming. And I was about to just hop on my, we're here seeing a friend of my wife's real quick before we drove home. Just in the night, not too far from here. And I saw this. So, I mean, I'd seen some threads coming. That's nothing new. And it kind of, I was watching it yesterday. It was wearing down pretty decently yesterday. Coming down here, I saw that part. I was like, oh crap. That's kind of a lot of thread. So I texted to my father-in-law. Maybe I'm just being too paranoid or whatever, you know. Like maybe there's like 8 layers of thread, and that's just the first one, you know. He's like, yeah. If I'm by myself, if you're by yourself, I just keep going. You'll probably be okay. But with having the kids, I hesitate. So I decided that I'm actually gonna change sides now. The spare is on a 17-inch wheel. It's a much smaller spare because this came with 18s. Now it has 20s. The spares are 17. Hi, Ram. Hi, Ram. Say hi. And so I'm just gonna swap sides, and that's, you know, I still have that tire up front, but it doesn't wear as much. This side, it's an even wear, so that won't get the pressure, and it should be okay. But that would be better, I think, maybe than having a 17 on there driving home with a much smaller tire and just being crooked the whole time. So I got some blocks. I got a little tiny dinky jack under there, and it just rained, so I'm you know, whatever. Gonna get muddy and wet and swap them sides. So once this can go under there, then I'll call it good. But sucks with the angle. I'm having to do this. Like, it makes it really, really hard to jack it up. From here to here, I can put in this little lever. From here to here, I can do like a little bit with the lever, but not enough because I'm just hitting. So I'm almost there.
I pushed it.
Okay, is it going?
Yeah.
Okay, spin it. Good job. Spin it again. Keep spinning. All right, good job, bud.
This one is going to be so tight.
Oh, yeah. Well, not ideal, but it's on there. Hopefully it just lasts nice and smooth and we can get home and end this awesome trip. All right, so I got one more towing MPG whatever thing for you, okay? So this, the first time it was like 9.1 miles per gallon. And it was like up and over hills a lot. So it was much more moderate this time. I went 251 miles, 24 and a half gallons just went in, which puts it to about like 10.2 miles per gallon. So honestly, like it's not that much better, but it actually shows how good it did on all those big crazy hills. Because I thought like 10.2 is nothing to be ashamed of towing, 12,000 pounds. It's pretty dang good, actually. But so at 9.1, I guess is better than I should have expected, considering just how steep and long some of the climbs were when it got 9.1. So, all right, guys, home sweet home. We are here. I got my dog. He's happy to see me. What's up, Kojo? Hey, buddy. Hi. Well, everybody, we survived. Funny, my youngest, my 2-year-old is in there. My oldest is saying like home sweet home and stuff. And my youngest is like, no die, no die, no die. It's funny. But yeah, we didn't die. So we went about 2,500 miles, give or take, in this really old Ram with 270,000 miles on it now. Pulling a 12,000 pound trailer down from Canada through national parks, up steep canyons, windy roads. And the truck did fantastic. I can't complain. I mean, obviously we got some, an alignment issue on the front end, but overall, I mean, the truck, it pulled really well. It did a great job, keeping the speed in check. I never had to apply brakes to help keep it like going down the canyon. It would keep downshifting and braking automatically for me. I mean, it just did a great job. I never felt scared like, oh crap, you know what I mean? It did great. I'm really impressed I guess it's not that old, right? The 2011 is not that old, but it's a lot of miles on it. But it did great. It never lacked power. It towed this massive fifth wheel anywhere I wanted it to. Yeah, good job, Ram. And thanks y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the footage. We made it home, Remy.